for the week of October 16th. This week is going to be fun. Just a couple notes. First of all, we're rolling out the new ticket prize raffle system. And if you haven't heard about what that is, we're going to be stopping the store that we've been doing. We're going to be starting a raffle system. So from now on, we're still going to give out tickets. We're going to give tons of tickets out. Any kind of positive behavior you can think of to reinforce with these kids, give them tickets. For keeping their shoes on, like I always say, for sitting still, for listening, for participating, for giving good answers, anything you can think of to encourage these kids, give them these tickets. Have them write their names on them, and then we're going to collect them in this plastic tub every week. And then the following week, during our large group time, we're going to pull 2 names out of there, and we're going to make a big deal of it. We're going to clap for the winners, and they're going to come up and they get to pick some cool prizes out of the prize box. And these are going to be more expensive prizes than we've had before, but since we're giving out a lot less of them, it should even out, I think. In my experience, I've seen this is very encouraging. It's a good way to get the kids excited about tickets, and it's a really easy way to give you a tool when you're trying to reinforce positive behavior. So that's pretty cool. If you have any questions, just let me know, and we'll go ahead with that. Also, you've heard probably already the Halloween, the not Halloween party that we're doing on October 30th. That's going to be at the Resonate office from 5 to 8 p.m. And I could use some help at 4 o'clock for setup and at 8 o'clock for tear down. But what we're telling people is they can dress up, they can bring pumpkins and tools, and then we're going to supply pizza and soda and all that. And it's going to be a blast. It'll be fun. And it's a really good chance for some of the kids to invite maybe kids from school, maybe relatives, cousins, family members that maybe aren't churched. It's a good way to expose them to you guys as the leaders, to me as a leader, and to just bring them into the community. Okay, so beyond that, this week the subject that we're getting into is officially the birth of Christ. Now, again, it might seem like we're a couple months too early to be talking about the birth of Christ, but we're not. It's always good. And here's where we're going to go with it. As always, every week, we want to land on 2 things. We want to communicate to these kids what the passage of Scripture we're talking about tells them about God and what it tells them about themselves. Now, the birth of Christ tells us tons about who God is, but the direction that I'd like us to go for this week is to focus on the amazing humbling that God put himself into to come to the earth as a baby. Of all the things he could have done, he, being God, came from heaven. He reduced himself to the helpless status of a baby, of a human child, and then lived the life of a man with all the stresses, the pains, the pressures, the temptations that we have, all to paint such a clear picture of how much he loves us. And that's the character trait that we're looking at. What does this mean for me? It means like, wow, this is the ultimate expression of love, to humble yourself, to come as a man, to live as a man, and then ultimately to sacrifice yourself for me. That's a huge deal. Thank you guys so much for what you do. I just want to share one more thing. This week I got an email from a parent who was talking about how much, it was a new kid in second service, and she didn't tell me the name. But it was they really enjoyed the talk. They really enjoyed the community. They liked their leaders. They went home talking about it. And that's what we want. We don't want the parents to have to draw out of their kids what happened on Sunday. They talk about it when they jump in the car. So excellent job. Remember, you're these kids' pastors. I love you. See you Sunday.